Hello, hello, Clubhouse members. How's everyone doing today? Oh, happy Monday. Hopefully you guys saw the announcement that we were doing our paint party live today. I've had a lot of people asking about the ombre pattern on this door hanger. And so this is the one that I chose to paint for y'all this month. So I could do an ombre tutorial for you for the background. I did not paint the ones that are in your marketing photos this month. Those were painted by Leanne, and she did a fabulous job. Very talented painter. But I have done ombre patterns in the past, and so I'm just going to do my version of that for y'all today so you can see how I do it. It's super, super simple. We may not have a ton of people joining us during this live because it is only in SVG Clubhouse. So if you are joining us, please comment and say hello and tell me what's going on today. And tell me if you have painted any of these projects for May yet. So it's already the 22nd of the month, which is hard to believe. And we have our new files for June coming out on June 1st. And y'all, I'm so excited about these files. Sorry, I'm trying to find like a good spot to sit that I'm centered on here, but then this won't be centered. And I don't know, it's just weird. Here, maybe I can move this down some without y'all being on the camera or seeing the camera in the background. Okay. So yeah, we are painting the Beach Vibes sign today. And I have got some glitter mixed up that I tried to make look like sand. Maybe if I put it here, y'all can see. So it's like kind of gold. So what I did was I mixed up 3 different colors of glitter to make a sand color because I really didn't have a good color for sand. And I'll show y'all what I mixed up. And these are those same, if you follow me for a while, these are the same glitters that I've been using for literally like 2 years. So this pack has lasted me forever. And I've had to go out and replace like a couple of colors that I use a lot of and just buy like big containers of those. So like if it's Christmas, obviously I'm going to use a lot more red and green glitter and that kind of thing. But most of the colors I've been able to just make last that long. This one is it's light brown. It's like a bronzy brown, super pretty. This one is white, but it's like a matte white. And I'll link these in the comments when I get done today on the video, but this is in my Amazon storefront as well. So we've got the matte white, and then we've got like a gold, just kind of like a medium gold glitter. And I can just kind of mix them together with the other end of my paintbrush. And I got this like sand kind of color. So I thought that would be pretty if we would make our sand glittery, because you know how sand, sometimes it looks like it sparkles, which I love. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I have a shiplap background just because that's what I had on hand, and I grabbed that, which is fine. You can do a solid or a shiplap, either one. I also always give y'all the split version. So if you have a Glowforge Basic and you can't cut a full-size door hanger, then you have the option to cut the door hanger in 2 pieces. And the way that it works, if you're new to this, is that you would need to cut, for this design, you would need to cut the shiplap one. And it has, these shiplap lines that I engrave. So like for Glowforge, you would make sure you're engraving these lines and not just scoring them, because then that hides the cut a little bit better. So basically you're going to be cutting a top and a bottom, and the line is hidden, like the cut is hidden in this shiplap line here in the middle. And then when you put them together, you flip it over, there's like an attachment piece for the back, and you could turn it over too, right? So Sheila, I could turn it over, but sometimes my wood on the back, like I cut birch. Hold on, let me finish that thought. So there's an attachment piece for the back that you would glue on to keep it more stable, to hold it together. So that is all in your file if you need to use that option. So Sheila was saying, can I just flip it over and not do the shiplap? I actually like the shiplap, first of all, just because I feel like it's beachy. That's just me. That's my personal preference. I do shiplap more than not, just because I like the look of it. I don't know if y'all are getting tired of shiplap. I don't know, but I still love it. I'm just going to move these off so I can do my background. But sometimes, as you probably know, the back of your wood is not as pretty as the front of your wood. Now, I have found, let's peek at it. This one's pretty good. And if you're painting it, it's perfect because there's no imperfections in it whatsoever. But I sell rounds. I sell wood cutouts in my shop. Thank you, Sheila. But there is always a good side and a not good side, but most of the time you can use the back. We try to make sure that the front and the back look very good. Definitely the front looks good, but like we try to make sure that the back looks good and doesn't have any like crazy stuff on it. But birch is going to have a good side and a not, I call it not a bad side, but I call it not a good side. So anyway, so yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this. Now I don't have to paint like, you know, I'll probably just paint it honestly, just because it's easier. I'll just paint it. I was going to say I don't have to paint behind there because that piece is going to be there, but it's really just going to be easier if I just go ahead and do the whole thing. All right, so what we're going to do is I was going to do like a kind of an aqua ombre. So not exactly what's in your example picture. Probably some white. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with this. Okay, so we're going to do, this is what we're going to try. We're going to do Sea Breeze, which y'all know Sea Breeze is my favorite deco art color. I absolutely love it. And we're going to do Calypso Blue because I think those blues complement each other. And then we're going to mix some white in, okay? So we're going to start with the darker shade at the bottom. I can actually just squirt this straight on my backer here. And I'm taking a big brush and I am just gonna get a good coat on here. Probably to put too much paint, honestly. That's all right. I do not paint the edges. I just kind of go around the outside edge like this, just so I don't get paint on the sides. Now, I'm painting, even though I engraved them, I'm painting over the shiplap lines, but you'll still see them, especially like where the colors get lighter. As I do this ombre technique, you will see the lines a little bit more. So it just gives it like sort of a beachy vibe, I feel like, with that old wood. Okay, so now I'm not going to rinse my brush. And I'm going to put some of the Sea Breeze on here. And I'm just going to keep I'm going to pick up a little bit of it and I'm going to keep going like this. And just blending it. And if you need to add a little bit of water to get the colors to flow like you want them to, then by all means, dip your brush back in the water and get it wet. And you may end up finding that you're going back and forth, getting paint on the edge there, trying to get the blend just right. And that's fine because I like a little bit of kind of streakiness to it, if you know what I mean. Okay, so then I'm going to go back down here and I'm going to just sort of blend these two colors. That's all I'm doing is just kind of blending them together. And as I get towards the bottom, I'm just kind of lightly like that. So that's my ombre, and I need to make sure it's straight because I think I got a little crooked. I tend to turn my pieces to the side when I'm painting them a little bit. So you can just keep blending. Like I said, you can add a little water to it if you want to. And the lighting in here it's playing tricks. It's looking better in person than it is on the screen. I don't know how good you think it looks on the screen, but anyway, I wonder if I need to turn off. Sorry, my phone's ringing. I've got an issue with my mail, with not getting my mail back in Virginia. The post office is about to drive me insane, quite honestly. I have a bit of a bone. I'm wondering if it's the post office calling me back, but I will just have to deal with that later. But anyway, yeah, I've got a little bit to pick with the post office lately. They're driving me crazy. Anyone else? You know, my postal carriers are wonderful that pick up my packages, but the organization as a whole, and I'm just using white here, y'all. This is just Deco Art white. Trying to do any of the address changes and forwarding and things like that can be a headache. And since we have kind of a weird living situation where we live in two different places, we encounter this kind of stuff. You know, it's just part of it. We just have to take a big deep breath and deal with it. So, all right, so back and forth we go, blending like so. And see, I haven't even dipped my paintbrush back in. And I kind of like how it gets lighter, and then it's got a little pop of like more of the blue up at the top. Oh, Sheila, your Thunder. Oh, you got the 130, girl. You got a big one. Oh my goodness, the 51 130. Okay, so I don't know who says hi, Amy, and everyone. It just says Facebook user. So I don't know if you need to click the StreamYard button and give StreamYard permission to see your name, but I can't see who you are. Or you can just type your name in the comments and I'll know who you are. All right, so I'm gonna hold this up because sometimes the lighting makes it, whoops, let me get it straight. Okay, so you can see the shiplap ones. I can see them. You probably can't see them just because, you know, the camera. But anyway, that is how I do my ombre. Super simple. You can do, I have paint all over me, y'all. You can do combinations of lots of different colors. So one of the things that I do, if I know that I want an ombre, oh, hey, Penny. If I know that I want an ombre paint pattern, then sometimes what I'll do just to get color inspiration is I'll go on Pinterest and I'll search like ombre, like today I searched ombre aqua paint or ombre paint canvas. If you don't know what color you want, you know, if you want to do like, sometimes like a pretty sunset pattern is like purple, yellow, and pink. So if you just type the colors and then type like ombre paint on Pinterest or just a Google search and click images, either one, and you'll get all these examples. And then if I see one I like, I'll just print it and I'll just use it as like inspiration and have it sitting next to me. Like today, before I went live, I printed this. Now it printed accidentally onto label paper. That's why there's a line, but those are two labels, but I meant to print it on a piece of paper. But anyway, this was like my inspiration. So mine is kind of, so I think I did pretty good with my inspiration, right? It looks kind of like that. So yeah, so I just did that and I was like, I think that's the look I'm going for. Okay. Oh my goodness, Sheila, you found a house on the Gulf Coast. Oh my gosh, 2 blocks from the beach in Gulfport. That is very exciting. We've been to Gulfport. Very nice. You are going to have so much fun. I certainly hope that I had something to do with that and that you really enjoy it down here. It's been amazing. We absolutely love it down here. So congratulations. That's amazing. All right, so I'm going to set this aside to dry. Got my ceiling fan on to dry that. And then we're going to do our, this is our beach at the bottom, our sand. So we're going to go ahead and glitter this. So I'm going to paint it a color that is similar to the color of sand that I'm going for, which in this case, I'm going to use, I don't know if I have enough of it actually. I might just white. I'm going to use Pebble, I think. I love this color and I'm getting low on it. But yeah, this is Deco Art Pebble. It's a great color for the baby wipe technique, the cheater method that we do. Okay, so let's see. If you're looking for like just a lighter wood stain to use with the baby wipe, I use Pebble sometimes and I really like the look of it. Where are my paper towels? Y'all, I found my mason jar for my water. It was hiding under my desk. All right, so I'm going to put a generous coat of paint on here. And I say generous because we're going to glitter this and I need the paint to be wet. So I'm going to paint the whole thing and then I'm going to make sure, go back over it and make sure all of the paint is wet so that we can, the glitter will stick to it. And then maybe I'll glitter something else. Like I was thinking about glittering the word beach. thought that would be pretty. Or you could glitter the word vibes, or you could glitter both of them. But I'm going to do beach because most of the letters are connected because that's the cursive word on here. And that way it'll be easier to glitter because it's all like one piece. Well, I think the B is separate, but the rest of it's one piece. Okay, so now I'm going back over. Generous, kind of just making sure that there's plenty of paint on here because we're going to do our glitter. Now I'm working quickly because there's a paint goober on there because I need it to be wet. And it dries fast. Okay, working quickly, I'm going to take my piece of printer paper, fold it in half, and I'll show you why I'm doing that if you haven't seen the glitter technique before. And we are going to start glittering. So we just hold our piece over our paper and just do this. All right, now don't fret that I'm not going to have enough glitter because I'm going to tap that off. And then I'm noticing that this little area here and this little area here did not get glittered. So okay, I'm going to set that down, and then we're going to take our paper. This is why we folded it, and put this glitter back in my little bowl here. And I'm probably going to need to wet this paint again because it's, y'all, I hope I didn't just get paint in my hair. I know it splashed over here on my arm. I'm trying to go too fast because I'm trying to get my paint to stay wet. So I'm just kind of wetting this again. And doing the rest of it. And then tapping it off. And that way we have our sand, our glittery sand at the bottom of our door hanger. Pretty cool, huh? Now, if this is going to hang out where, y'all, I'm covered in glitter. I mean, covered. If this is going to hang out where it's going to get wet, I don't recommend doing glitter. You can spray over glitter with your poly spray, but sorry, I'm looking at my edges here and wanting to like clean them up a little bit. See some paint on the edge. You can spray poly over glitter, but you know, it's a little tricky. If it's going to be getting wet, then maybe you want to reconsider using glitter. Or you could do a glitter spray. I know some people do glitter spray. I've actually never bought glitter spray before. All right, let me think. I know I'm going to want to glitter the word beach. I think I'm going to want to glitter the word beach. Let's get started painting some other things first. All right, let's paint our beach bag. Okay, so these little sandals, I am going to paint them white and then do pink stripes. Finally found a house on the Gulf too. The pebble paint is hard to find. I found on Amazon, but have to purchase 6. Oh, that's interesting, huh? See, that's funny because there are certain colors that I can't find in certain places. Like this, I was talking about this Irish moss the other day that I cannot find in Virginia, or at least in Richmond, where I'm from in Virginia. I could not find it down, or down there, up there. Couldn't find it up there. But yeah, so, and then someone mentioned, and I don't know why this never occurs to me, to go to Lowe's and get it mixed up. So take your paint container and just get them to match it and mix you up a little container of it, which probably is more economical, honestly, in the long run, to do it that way. And it's probably better paint. So if you're someone who likes to paint, to hang your door hangers outside, and they are going to be a little bit exposed to the elements, let me give you a tip. Instead of spraying with poly, buy outdoor paint. Have outdoor paint mixed up in the colors that you want. And it is more expensive, but I know that there are people who do a lot of door hangers and they use those, are they called FIFO or FIFO? I call them FIFO. First in, first out bottles that you fill with paint. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do y'all call them FIFO or FIFO? So yeah, they buy those. And if you buy your paint in bigger containers and have it mixed, then you may still save money that way. But you'd have to be a big producer, a lot of door hangers to make that economical probably. But it does work to use outside paint. And that paint is generally higher quality. You may get away with one coat on some of the colors that you would normally have to do 2 coats on. But yeah, I've had lots of people tell me outdoor paint is way better than having to spray with poly. Okay, so I did white background for our little shoes there. So let's let that dry for a minute. And then our beach bag, I'm going to do with the Sea Breeze. So Sheila, when are you going to be moving and where are you moving from? So the weather down here right now is absolutely phenomenal. My kids are flying down here tonight. They're getting in late. And we're going to go to New Orleans tonight and pick them up. And the water is just the perfect temperature right now. We have a fishing trip planned on Friday. We're going to go offshore. Super excited about that and a little nervous because we haven't done it yet, but we're going with experienced people and caravanning out there. So and I think they said we're going to be catching snapper, which I'm excited about. It should be really fun. I love this color. It's so bright and beachy. And I'm just kind of going over it with like a little bit of a second coat. And then I'll do some polka dots on it. Okay. So we can go ahead and do stripes on our little shoes. And for that, I'm going to do carousel pink. I cut everything at 1/4 inch because that's what I have on hand. I do have a little bit of 1/8 inch, but not much. So I just have a ton of 1/4 inch since I sell the cutouts. And so I always do 1/4 inch. All right, so I can see the lines on these flip-flops through here, and I'm just following the lines. With a little tiny angled brush. I feel like I have better control with an angled brush. I almost always paint with angled brushes if I have one that the right size that I need. So did you guys see the announcement? We are opening the doors on June 20th to new members. So that means you guys are going to be getting bonus files. So that's super exciting. And they will be delivered to your inbox on the morning of June 20th when the doors open. So be on the lookout for that extra email. And if you have anyone who wants to join, they can go to svgclubhouse.com and get on the waiting list because they're going to want to join on the first day because the first day is the only day you can join and get all the bonus files. Okay. Cute, cute little shoes. I love those. All right, our flower right here, we're going to also do in that pink. Oh, you know what? I should have done a coat of white underneath there. Let me do a coat of white underneath my pink first, because that'll make it pop a little bit more. It'll make that pink brighter. And we'll do the center of the flower in white as well. Okay, let that dry and then we'll add our pink on there. All right, so what color should we do? I think I'll do the aqua on the little straps. So I'm going to use a Posca pen because I know this Posca pen matches my Seabreeze paint really well. And I always say, I don't know why they call this the pea green color, but it's not green. Well, at least, my kids actually sometimes tell me that they're like, Mom, are you colorblind? Because we'll argue over what's blue and what's green and what's blue and what's purple, because sometimes those colors can have such variation to them. So this might look green to you, but it looks like an aqua blue to me. And it's not an exact match for the Seabreeze, but it's pretty darn close. If you buy the big pack of Posca pens from Amazon, this color is in there. Unless they have changed something, it should be in there. All righty. Now our hat, we're going to keep with our pink and blue color scheme here. Let's see. So we need to do the hat in white so we can get pink on top of that. All right, and I'm totally not staying in the lines because that's going to be covered up, so we won't even see that. All righty. What do we want to paint next? Maybe our palm tree. Okay, so for my palm tree, I've got some pebble on my plate, and I'm going to add a little bit of dark chocolate. And then I have white on my brush. So I just sort of have like this white pebble chocolate thing going on here, so that there's some variation in the color for my trunk, which I just think looks more natural than painting it like a solid color. So sorry, I'm trying to let y'all see what that looks like. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but yeah. Try that light. Still kind of hard to see, but you get the idea. And then same thing for my little coconuts here. Grabbing some more white and some pebble and some brown. And then I'm going to grab a little more white at the end to swirl, just to like feel like they're dark. Okay, so I just kind of swirled them with some of the different colors of brown. Wish I could see that better. Wish the lighting was a little bit brighter there. And for the green, we're going to try this Irish moss, because y'all know I love some Irish moss. So we're going to try that, but I'm going to mix in some, what am I going to mix in? There's not, hold on. Oh, I do have another container of that. Oh no, they're not the same. All right, let me try. I don't have much paint left in this container. I need to go paint shopping. Sorry, that's loud. This is called forest green. So I'm doing the same thing I did with the browns and the whites, and I'm just sort of mixing a little forest green action over here. And then I'm going to pick up some white as well, so we can have some variation in color on those leaves. So picking up a little bit of that, picking up some white, and just kind of hoping for some streaks. And if you don't get more streaks, then you can always like dip your brush back in. Adding a little bit of white back and forth. Don't go over it too many times, because then that makes the streaks kind of go away. So you guys, I've got a lot of door hangers and sandwich boards and market stands. I've got a lot of things that I've painted piling up, and I was thinking about having a live sale. So y'all let me know if anybody would be interested in a live sale or not. I feel like I don't know if that would really be like something people would want, because most of the people that I have follow me have their own lasers. So I didn't know if I would be gearing that towards the right audience, if anybody would want any of it, or if it would just be, you know, if I should just sell them on Etsy maybe. I hate throwing them away. Okay, so I actually really like the way that turned out, and I like the fact that some of them are a little darker than others. That's exactly what I was going for. I really like that. Okay, so they're my leaves. I'm kind of digging that, y'all. What do y'all think? I really like the streakiness of it. Okay. Well, I have to say, I was a little worried about painting that palm tree, and that might be my favorite piece so far. All right, back and forth we go. Let's see, what are we going to do next? Let's do some pink on this flower. See how bright that pink is because we put white under it? I'm into the streaky look right now, y'all. So I'm going to actually streak a little white into this flower. I'm just digging that streaky stuff. I feel like it's so pretty and it just gives it a little interest. Okay, so I just kind of did the streakiness on like one side of the flower. I'll hold it closer. Can you see it better? Whoops. There you go. And the white needs another coat. Y'all, I'm getting all these random phone calls from like, I don't know if it's spam. I don't know what it is. Okay, so then let's do our hat. I streaked a little white in there as well. Okay. And I'm going to do white polka dots on the bag. So I'm going to take the end of a paintbrush and do that. So just dipping that in my white and just kind of, and the polka dots are going to be not all the same color. I mean, not all the same color, not all the same size, and that's okay. I like that look. You could also use a puffy paint for this. I just didn't want to have it take forever to dry. Puffy paint does take a long time to dry. And sometimes I end up touching it by accident and messing it up, and then I get annoyed. Okay, so there's my little polka dots on there, and then we're going to put the flower on there when it dries. And then this little guy needs some attention here. So let's do white first. All right, and these coconuts. Don't coconuts have dots on them? How many dots do coconuts have? Is it 3? I can't look it up because my phone is recording. Do they have 3 dots? I think they have 3 dots. Wait, Leanne, what did you do? Did you do dots on yours? She didn't do dots on hers. I think they have 3 dots. But then again, I could be making my coconuts look like bowling balls. What do y'all think? Oh, that paint's coming out too fast. Dang it. Hold on. Let me try this other white. You know what I need on these? That's not going to cut it. I need puffy paint because it's not giving me the look I'm going for. I need my puffy paint. Where's my white puffy paint? Here it is. I have a big white puffy paint. That's my favorite. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I'm loving it so far. All right, I have my puffy paint, okay? This is Tulip Slick. They sell this in most craft stores, and it's white dimensional fabric paint is what it says. Slick, Tulip Slick, and these tips are really fine tips. Did we decide 3 dots on coconuts, y'all? I really hope so. Is that what they look like in the cartoons? Okay, there's my coconuts. Do they look weird? Did I need to do black dots on my coconuts? I'm questioning everything at this point. I really don't know. I really don't know, y'all. I do think I need to do some lines on here to kind of divide my edges up. I think I'll like them better if I do that, but who knows? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Did I need to do black dots on my coconuts? All right, so then our shoes, I'm going to take what am I going to take? I'm looking for a thin black Posca pen. That is what I'm looking for here. I know I have one. That's silver. That's navy. Well, I might have to go with a Sharpie. Okay. Let's do, I'm thinking I might do some, here, I'm going to do some of my dots and swirls. How about that? Let's do dots and swirls. Or dots and squiggles. Okay, so just to give a little interest, I just did that on those. And when we put these on, I think they'll look more like flip-flops, hopefully. So black or brown would look more realistic, not whimsy like you have it. Probably should have done brown. I think I do have brown puffy paint. I know I have black. It's probably not too late. I don't know. We'll see. It's probably not too late to wipe that off, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm questioning everything, y'all. All right, let me see which one of these goes on which side. These are not interchangeable. There is a right side and a wrong side to the little flip-flop slings. My glue is coming out a little fast for my liking today. Let's not squeeze it. Okay. Oh, those are cute. Y'all look. How cute are they? I love them. All right, let's glue our flower on. Oh gosh, I'm using puffy paint for glue. I was like, why is that white? Lord. Okay, I should have seen which way this went before I did this. I think it goes this way. Yeah, it looks like it fits there. Yep. Oh, I love that. All right, we got to do the little strap on the hat. So, ooh, whoops. Let me just put a little more white on here. You looked up cartoon coconuts and they are brown dots. Dang. I got to do something about those coconuts. I'm not digging those coconuts, y'all. I got to do something. Let me see what I can do. All right, so that's our flower. And here's what I'm thinking with the flower. Thinking that we do a little streak of white. And then a little, I need a really thin paintbrush is what I need. Here we go. Black. I had white mixed with the black and that was too little variation for me. So hold that thought. I want a little bit of black on these flowers because I feel like it'll make them pop. And then the center, I'm trying to get them just right with the white and the black. And then the center needs to be pink. So let me see about my puffy paint situation. All right, this is Same thing, Tulip Slick. This came in a container. Okay, Amazon. Tulip Slick paint, whole bunch of colors. Pretty cheap. And we are going to, ooh, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do a big old dollop on here now. This is going to probably need to dry overnight, but it's going to be super cute because that's a big dollop. Glue. All right, there is our little beach bag and our little hat. Super cute. Love it. All right, so set this over here. Our shoes are done. Our sand is done. So we need to do our letters and we need to fix our coconuts. All right, let me see if I can salvage these coconuts. So I'm going to just wipe all this off. And what this is a baby wipe. And then I'm going to go over it with a little streaky brown again. Like so. And change my mind about being impatient about the puffy paint. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. All right, so brown slick puffy paint. Okay, I think I like those better. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them on my palm tree, even though I got to be real careful with them because they're going to have to dry. I'm not going to flip them over. I'm just going to kind of put some glue here in the center where I know they're going to go. And flip them like that. I'm trying to cover up where the green meets the brown right there just to, you know, that'll make it look better. Okay, so there is our palm tree. And we just need to do our letters. I'm debating on like a little white streak on here. Just needs a little something. Because it's drying and I'm seeing like that it doesn't have enough variation to it. Don't worry, I'm not going to mess up those coconuts. Because when you look at it from a distance, I feel like if you have more white, then it catches the eye more. But that's not everybody's style, so I totally get it. I've just got a bunch of my greens. Y'all know, I'm just blending here. All right, see how that kind of pops from a distance a little bit more? And then same for the brown trunk. We need some white mixed with our brown. But then I'm going back and I'm picking up the darker brown and kind of bringing a little bit of that back into it. Then you can see the edges of those coconuts a little bit better. All right, so there's our, I change my mind when I look at it on the screen, y'all. Okay, I'm just going to leave well enough alone. Quit messing with it. Make sure I didn't miss any comments. Yeah, I'm going to just quit messing with it, but I think I like it the way it is. Okay, so let me think. I might need to put everything on here. Yeah, I'm going to put everything on here and see what it looks like before I decide what colors I want my lettering. Do y'all do that? Let me tell you, I'm loving this background so much. I just love it. It's the exact color I wanted. All right, so this sets off. If y'all are used to my files, the round door hangers usually like hang off the side a little bit, which is how I design them because I like that look. So the palm tree hangs off the side there. And we've got our little bag. It fits down in here, except we've got sandy, we've got grit, so you got to kind of get it in there. Make sure you have it where you want it. And then these little flip-flops are going to go over here, or you could actually, I think they go over here. Is that how they were in the picture? I can't remember. Oh, I love this, y'all. I'm so excited about this one. Now that it's all on here, I can figure out what colors I want my beach vibes to be. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think? So here's our beach. That hangs off just a little bit. And then vibes. What colors should we do? Should we bring pink into it, or is it too much? Like, should we just stick with like white for the letters? So it's, you know, not too much going on. I kind of like the sand color, like the natural wood color. So I'm kind of like, I wonder if I should glitter the word beach with the same color as the sand and then do vibes in white. What do y'all think? Comment and tell me if you think that would look right or if that's, I don't know. I think I might do that. All right, let's see. Let's do beach. I'm going to set this down here very carefully. All right, so I don't have a ton of pebble left. I think I can probably get away with putting white under the pebble. That's what I'm going to do. Do that one, and then let's look at it. Yes, glitter, definitely beach and sand. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think that natural wood color looks really pretty, so I'm thinking that we'll go with the beach in the sand color, the sandy glitter. All right, so I'm just gonna paint it white. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do actually? That'll be a lot quicker and easier is I'm gonna do it with a sponge stick. All right, so I have a sponge stick, just a little used but clean sponge stick. And I'm gonna do my letters with that. And actually that works better underneath glitter because it keeps it wet. Because the sponge puts more paint on there. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. And when I dab it, I kind of go like that with it a little bit. So I'm kind of like dabbing and wiping at the same time. Does that make sense? Here, we'll go ahead and glitter the B first. I hope I have enough of this glitter. I can mix up more if I have to, but I'm hoping that I have enough for the word beach. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know though. We're going to have to make our glitter stretch. Let me do like half this word first. The white under it actually makes it look a little bit lighter, which I like. We had enough. How about that? And we have some left over. Cool. All right, vibes. This one is going on my front door, y'all. I'm so bummed that I don't have any wire to do the top yet. I need to go get some more wire. I must have left my wire in Virginia, why I took my wire home, I do not know. I should just have gotten wire there. But somehow or another, it has ended up in Virginia. So I need to go get another spool for down here. And then I could put some beads on my hanger, which I love doing. Oops. Alrighty, I think we are done painting. All right, let's get all our pieces on. I'm not going to glue these down while I'm live because I do want to let them dry since they are glittered. Because I'm going to end up getting glitter everywhere and then the glue won't stick as well. So I want all my pieces nice and dry first. All right, so let's see. That's where I want that. This can go over a little bit. Oops, I just shifted everything when I moved it. think that S goes this way. That's the way it is in the font. Okay, so that is what it looks like all finished. I am in absolute love with that. I love the way that beach word turned out. I think that is so pretty. It very much looks like sand. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of this when I get it all glued down in a little while once it's dry. You guys, I love it. Absolutely love it, love it, love it. This is one of my favorite door hangers. I always say that, but you know, I'm partial to door hangers. I love door hangers. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me. Make sure that you let anyone who wants to be in the club know that we open on June 20th, and definitely join that day so they can get all the bonuses. And I appreciate y'all joining me for this month's tutorial, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.